All right, good afternoon, everybody. It's Jay again, and thank you for watching another exciting episode of Let's Try to Keep Things Alive in the Desert. All right, guys, it is on. The heat is here, and I wanted to show you guys an example, a really, really good example here of how important shade is when the heat is coming on, and not so much the percent shade, but what time of the day that the plants start to get shade. And this should show you a really, really good example of that and how truly, truly it is important to have success and how important even 15 minutes or a half an hour is on a plant. Okay, so you can see here I've got a potted tree, and oftentimes what I like to do is I like to garden in the fruit tree pots. Basically, I like to garden in the customer's pot. So oftentimes what I'll do at the beginning of the year is I will seed each and every one of these pots with a different thing, depending on kind of what I have or what I want to kind of fill the bottom of the tree with. Well, in this particular case, I'm doing kale, kohlrabi, and mint this year to kind of fill the bottoms of these pots in, which will keep them nice and cool. And it also allows you to kind of do two things at once. You can do your vegetable gardening in with your trees, basically, right? So now you're kind of killing two birds with one stone. As you water the trees, you're also watering the vegetables, and as you're watering the vegetables, you're also watering the tree, and the tree is above the vegetables to keep them cool, and the vegetables are underneath the tree to keep it cool. So this little symbiotic relationship really, really, really works well. And also this gives me a really good kind of square foot approach of my entire yard, because by having these vegetables in these pots in and around and placed throughout the entire yard, it shows me what I can grow where, what time of the year, and it's very, very critical that you put certain things in at certain times. Otherwise they won't germinate, or they'll stagnate, or you'll wonder why your brand new vegetable garden is not working out for you that well. Okay, so this is a really good example, because this tree right here, this is a peach, and this has some kale in it, and this particular tree gets shaded first. So as the sun goes across the sky and hits the side of my house, this tree gets shade first. Okay, so you can see the tree, and you can see the vegetables in here, how big and how lush these guys look, right? Now let's just go out one more pot. Okay, so this means that this one probably gets shade, I don't know, maybe half an hour after the one that I just showed you. And you can see that they've also germinated, but they're just not quite as big, right? They're a lot smaller out here. This gets sun and heat for just a little bit longer than this one right here. Okay, so this one gets shade first, then this one. Okay, let's go one more out. And what do we got? We got hardly anything. We got a couple, just a couple that have popped up there, a couple germinated back there, but hardly anything. And then if we go one more out, which is still actually in the sun, now at this time it's about, I don't know, about 3:30. You can see this one is still in the sun, and there is absolutely nothing in that one, right? So of course, these being cool weather crops, the cooler it is, the better these are going to germinate and grow, right? So if I had something out there like, I don't know, maybe like peppers, well, it's going to be probably the opposite, right? So the ones out there in more sun are going to be bigger, and the ones up here, they get shade first, they're going to be a little bit smaller, a little bit more spindly. So by planting certain plants at certain times of the year, obviously it'll tell you what grows where, when, and then you can map out your entire yard and you'll know what grows where, when, and if you continually seed these, well, you'll continually get vegetables in these, and it definitely works. It's not like it's not been proven. So here's some kohlrabi here that I've got in a pot, and it's getting pretty warm now, so these are going to go to flower. But you can see just how beautiful and healthy, and this is a purple one, so beautiful in this particular case. And then this one over here, see if I can focus in on this one. There we go. This one is enormous. So this one, see if I can get my hand around it there. This one is enormous. Really, really beautiful plant. See, now this one's going to seed, and so I'm going to collect all the seed from this, and then I will seed these for next year. But man, what a beautiful stiff, these are really stiff plants, kind of like cardboard, but absolutely perfect leaves. And look at these, not a single bite on this plant, not a single caterpillar has munched or taken a bite out of the leaves of this plant. And you know, well, if you grow cabbage or kohlrabi, you guys know you get these cabbage loopers, which will literally destroy one of these plants. But this thing is literally perfect. Look at this. So this symbiotic relationship definitely works between the vegetables and the trees. So instead of having a dedicated area just for the garden and a dedicated area just for the trees, it's nice to be able to just kind of grow them all together. Look at this, it looks really nice too. Two nice big kohlrabi in this pot, right? So obviously these are in the shade now too. This is a cooler weather plant. It is bolting now because of the heat, but this shows you guys basically the concept of what I meant by how important it is for things to get into the shade at certain times, and 15 to 30 minutes could be critical on keeping those plants alive. So really kind of what I recommend is, as we get hotter here, is I'd start getting maybe like a 30% shade cloth up over your vegetables, and then that'll keep these guys from roasting, or make sure that they're in the shade after, I don't know, maybe say 1 o'clock as we get hotter and the sun gets more overhead. But I'm hoping that pot example there is like dead set to you guys as far as like how that actually works, and how important that the shade is, and how literally 15 to 30 minutes makes all the difference in the world. And if I had have shaded out this area out here where it's sunny, of course these would be a lot bigger, but if I had peppers or something out there like that, maybe they might not look as great. So all right guys, that's it. I'm just gonna try to give all these little pointers, or as many pointers as I can give you guys this year, because the heat is already on and it's horrible, and it's going to be horrible all year, and planting from now till November is basically the same. Yeah, look how perfect these are too. Look, just not a nibble. Healthy ecosystem. Means we got a good balance here between the pests and the predators, and there's just no fungus on these. They're just absolutely perfect. So it definitely works, guys. Of course, it'd be probably a good idea to start thinning some of these out, but it just shows you guys you can just kind of garden and put two things at once. And what's nice about this is the water spigot waters all these, and the majority of them are growing right there near the water spigot. So you see that they absolutely love water. All right, guys, that's it. Thank you for watching, and make sure to get some shade up on especially your vegetables soon, and your tropicals. Your full sun plants can take it a little bit better like your citrus and your stone fruits, but protect the rest. All right, guys, thank you for watching.